Next week marks the official opening of Terminal 2 at the San Francisco airport, but we're getting a preview today, and there's lots of talk about it when it comes to design and green technologies. We're joined now by the architect behind it all, Art Gensler, who runs the largest architecture firm in the world based here in San Francisco. Welcome to Bloomberg West. Now, let me ask you about this space, because there's lots of stuff that looks cool here, and there's lots of stuff you see that isn't obvious. There's stuff you can't see about that is so cool.
Well, this is an interesting problem because it's a remodeling. So a lot of cool things are the fact that what we started with, we had to live with, and that's fun. And it also is interesting because we did it originally in 1981, and now we're redoing it again. We've got displaced air, which is really great because it's much fresher air and cleaner air and lower energy usage. We've got low water usage fixtures, so
Well, let's talk about some of these things. About the displaced air.
Yes.
I mean, we were talking during the break about how this space feels to people in it, things they can't see. Air is a great example. How is the air here different?
Well, first it's cleaner. It's not being forced up through the dirty air, or down through the dirty air. It's coming in at the floor level and coming laterally. So
traditionally,
people get much more fresh air.
Ductwork's usually in the ceiling.
It's now on the walls.
It comes down and then it hits the dirty air, which is rising because of the heat.
Right. So this is unusual, but we did this because we've got these high ceilings. We don't want to air condition the entire whole upper level. We air condition where people are. We wanted this to feel with hospitality feel. So it's more like a hotel lobby than it is a traditional airport feeling.
Now you can see that in materials as well that you've used in the space.
Well, we've used wood, we've got bright colors, a lot of textures that wouldn't normally, and enormous amounts of comfortable seating. Instead of just the traditional airport seating, we've got lounge chairs and desks that you can work at, stand-up counters, sit-down counters. We've got access to your computer and plugs everywhere.
So I'm always interested in how space works with architecture. How did you think about how people use an airport today, and how did you design the spaces around those modern uses?
Well, there's a couple things on the boarding area, which is really the unique part. Because everybody wants to get through security, almost all the retail is past security. And we've got a recompose area there, because one of the most uncomfortable things in an airport, after you get through security, I have a hip implant and shoulder implants, and I have a terrible time. So it takes me a long time. I've got to sit down. We've got comfortable places for you to sit, get yourself back together, put my belt back on, get my coat, put the stuff in my pockets, all those things that I have to do. So we call it a recompose area, which no other airport has.
So this is an airport designed by a bionic man? Really?
Well, that's unfortunately the truth. Then if you go out, all the food services are out in the concourse and past the concourse, out in an atrium that we've created. And it's interesting because what we've got is easy ability to see your gate, see the seating in your gate, see the ticket counter, check-in counter, but you can sit in a great atrium, all natural light filled, workbenches for your computers, lounge chairs if you want to be, tables and chairs if you want to get some food and sit down and have it. It's a much more friendly place than sitting there trying to balance it on your lap, sitting in one of the typical boarding area seating situations.
There was a great story in the Bay Citizen about the art at this airport, and apparently there's a law, I didn't know about it before, there's a law in San Francisco that says 2% of all major public works has to be spent in public art. So the art in this space is kind of amazing.
Well, it's really amazing because for a long time the Art Commission has commissioned or bought pieces of art, and we have a really fine collection of art. But one of the things that you didn't mention that is even more unique, this is the only airport in the country that has registered museum curators. So this is a registered museum as an airport. And the exhibit, which is special to me, is by one of my retired partners, a woman named Margot Grant. It's in silver. And it's spectacular. It's like something you'd see in the Met in New York. I mean, it's spectacular. And here we have it in an airport. So those are great things that we have in this city.
Art, great job. Really appreciate you showing us around, and thanks a lot.
My pleasure.